keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? Man, it's Thursday night, April 9th, 2020. We're still on lockdown. This coronavirus stuff, man. It's serious, y'all. Hope y'all staying in the house. Hope y'all, being safe. Hope y'all just not out running around, being crazy. Take this time, man, and spend it, with your family, the downtime that you got. If you're working from home, get your work done, man. And then, don't forget to spend time with the family, man. It's a very difficult time for everybody, but it's always some light in it, at the end of the day. You can always find something out of it that, you getting out of this downtime that you have. But we here to talk sports, man. Let's just try to, separate, ourselves from what's going on in the world. Man, I got a lot of topics, man, today. We got Brady. He was on Howard Stern, man. Texans, man, they made a trade today for Brandon Cooks. I'm going to give my thoughts on that. NBA Hall of Fame, man. And NBA, when the season going to resume, if it's going to resume, what's the latest on that? NFL draft is starting, in a couple of weeks. We got that coming up. Let's get into it, man. First up, man, Tom Brady was on the Howard Stern show yesterday. It was a very interesting show, man. A lot of stuff, man, came out, and he opened up a lot, man. And I wasn't expecting him to open up the way he did, but he did. He gave us something, man. Man, listen. A lot of nuggets, man. A lot of nuggets. To me, it seemed like, his wife had a lot to do with, his decision to go to Tampa. Now we know it was, she had a lot to do with him missing OTAs the past 2 years. And I was listening to somebody else talk about the whole interview and about him missing OTAs. This guy, he's a Patriots fan as well. Everybody know I'm a Patriots fan, but how I keep it 100. But he was saying that, he missed OTAs for the past 2 years. And, like last year they had won a Super Bowl. So basically it didn't matter. Actually it did. I mean, because, if you look at 2 years ago, he still had, his main targets were there. His main weapons were there. He had Edelman, he had Gronk, he had Chris Hogan. These were dudes that were, that he has had chemistry with, over the past couple of years, and they were on a roster. This past season right here, he had a lot of new targets coming in. He didn't have Gronk, he retired. Chris Hogan went to Carolina. He still had Jules, of course, but he had the rookie in N'Keal Harry. He had rookie in Jacoby Myers. He had Coss was on the roster. Also, he had Benjamin Watson came back, and I know Ben Watson was a Patriot, many years ago, but you still have to, get that work in, and him missing those OTAs was very important. And, and I think, it had a lot to do with, a lot that went on during the season about them not being on the same page on offense when, getting into like the passing game. And also another thing that, Brady said in his interview with Howard Stern was that, he knew basically coming in that this was going to be his last year in New England. Now that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, to be honest. Like when I first heard it, I was like, man, it seemed like, did he quit? I mean, did he not give it his all because he knew he was going to be done? I don't know, man. I really don't know. But he did say a lot of things. He said, him, it was a lot of crying when he told Robert Kraft that he was going to be moving on from the team. And, he said he got a lot to prove from himself. But if we rewinded back a few weeks ago when all this stuff happened, Robert Kraft said, he want Tom to do what's best for him in his personal life. So which means that it leads me to believe even more after he said in his interview with Howard Stern that, his marriage was, on the rocks, and, he, basically he didn't go to OTAs because he went to go help out, Giselle at home, basically saying that he wasn't doing, enough around the house and everything else. And she had a lot on her. I mean, at the end of the day, man, this is this man's job to play football, and he has obligations. But I'm guessing with, his business and him trying to do other things outside of football and then do football full speed, he didn't have any time. And I guess he cut football, from his business, and also his, of course, his family. Family always comes first. So more like he put, more into the business than he did with football. I'm not going to say he put more into his family, and that's your family. But, I think that really hurt the team as a whole, last year. That was one of the main points, because the defense was fine. It was, defense holding teams to 17 points. Offense couldn't score no more than 17 points. So it hurt. So, so when it was games where the defense, gave up over 17 points or whatever, this offense couldn't, muster the firepower to, bring the team back or anything. But it's like the stuff that he was saying, about like that, like him having issues, him and his wife having issues. Let me believe, man, that's why he went to Tampa. Man, maybe she wanted, warm weather, and, he probably could have went to Miami, but I'm guessing, and, he probably didn't want to play Patriots twice, knowing that it's a connection there. And, LA was out of the picture. I believe Willie McGinnis said it last year that Giselle don't like LA. And plus, Brady's son, he lives up in New York, his oldest son. So I believe he just wanted to stay East Coast, and, she probably wanted a beach, and he went to Tampa, got the warm weather. Hey, I mean, the best of luck to him, man. I've been saying that since he left. It was more like when he left. I believe my last podcast, I was telling you guys that, like, my whole reaction to it was relief. It was like, all right, like, we finally know what's going to happen now. Like, he's gone. The decision's been made. Whether he was going to stay, I'd have been cool. If he'd have left, I'm cool still. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jarrett Stidham has. If he's going to be able to come out there and produce. One of the things that he also talked about in this interview with Howard Stern was that, about his legacy. He said he never cared about his legacy. He could give a bleep, poop, other word about that. He said, I never once, when I was in high school, said, man, I can't wait for what my football legacy looks like. That's just not for me. That's just not my personality. He just wants to get out there and play. I mean, he always been like that. So, a lot of people say, well, he's just saying it to say that. I believe, that's really just him. And the main point, and another main point of that interview was, they asked him, who was most, credit, who deserves more credit for the Patriots, success. And, he said that he think that's a real, crappy, fill in the blank, what he really said, argument, to be honest, and he said, he believes neither will be successful without the other. And to be honest with you, I've been saying this since day one. I've been in different arguments saying that this, Belichick, Brady, Kraft, they all go hand in hand with each other. Without one, that's why it's going to be so interesting now to see, how things are going to be. Can Brady succeed, without Belichick? Can Belichick succeed without Brady? It's going to be a very interesting season coming up. Very interesting next few years to see what's going to happen. I always told people, man, I think they both were, 50-50, Belichick, Brady. But Belichick was the game plan, and Brady got on the field, and he got it done in crunch time when it was needed. So, man, it was just a lot of good content was out of that interview. I'm quite sure it's up now. It's like a XM radio, XM radio, sorry. And he also talked about, like the receivers. He was talking about, basically saying that, if a guy, if he's not on the same page with a receiver, he's not going to throw him the ball. And, basically that's what he said, but what led me to think about was Philip Dorsett. It's been times that Philip Dorsett was open and Brady just didn't look his way, and it was that one game against the Texans where he was airing him out, and he came over to the sideline and he was saying, I can't play with this guy, and he said him and Belichick was on the same page, more as in, if I can't play with a guy, I just won't throw him the ball. And Belichick was all for it, that's just dumb. They got enough success together, that they have to be that way with each other. I mean, that's cool. It was a good interview. We got a lot out of it, but lead me to believe, like him leaving New England and everything like that. I think, like Giselle had a part of it, like he had issues with his marriage, and also, Belichick too, because Belichick, was planning for the future regardless. He's looking ahead. He's always looking ahead. He's always planning, and Tom Brady is aging, and, he's going to be 43 in August, man. But, and it's time for the team to move forward. That's what, I've been trying to tell a lot of, fans, like I like Tom Brady, man. That's my guy. I got bobbleheads and stuff like that. Tom Brady, hey, man, like, that's my dude, man. But at the end of the day, man, it's like we need to move on, as a fan base. Like, look forward to, the future, man. And, be grateful for what, we had as Patriots fans over the past 20 years. And not a lot of fan bases can absolutely say that they have had success for 20 years. And that's for every sport. You know what I mean? Like, you can't sit back and say just about every year my team was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was always contending for a title. We was in the playoffs. 1 year, they didn't go to the playoffs, and that was the Matt Castle year when Tom Brady got hurt and they went 11-5, and Miami ended up winning the division and getting in the playoffs. Other than that, man, New England's been in the playoffs every single year. And, that right there should be a blessing, every single year except for the first, the year after they won the Super Bowl, of course. But they have been, over the past, 15 years, these dudes have been in the mix every single year, So it's something to be, proud, to be as a fan. And, I mean, right now it's time to just, hey, man, time to just let it go, man. Like, man, Tom Brady gave us 20 years, man. We're going to see him again when he retires. He's going to retire a Patriot, no doubt about it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or but. Wish him well in Tampa, but they played New England. He got to come take that L. Let's move on, man. Speaking of the NFL, man, we got the NFL draft in 2 weeks, next two Thursdays from now, so 2 weeks from now we'll be in draft mode. And I know it was a GM for the Steelers who was saying that we should have like 10 rounds in the draft. That'd be too long out, man. It's gonna be too drawn out to have 10 rounds, man. But I was with one of the GMs when they said they should do like a round a day. That would have been cool because we don't really have nothing on TV right now with, this coronavirus and stuff going on, and no live sports. Only live sport we get is pro wrestling, and I mean, we can. Hey, I watch, NFL draft coverage for 7 days, but we got Tua Tagovailoa. I hope I said his last name right. I've been butchering that for a while, but he sent this tape out to all 32 teams, man. And and also it's a rumor that 2 GM said that he basically failed his he didn't do well on his physical. So hey, I don't know if it's like people just playing like games, talking about so he can slide in the draft. A lot of mock drafts got him going 3. I think that's to Detroit, but I think Detroit's looking at they're taking offers for the number 3 pick, I believe. And then some people said he's going to Miami at number 5. So I mean it's going to be interesting, man. Joe Burrow, he should be going number 1 overall, or he should be a Bengal by the end of the day. I think it's going to be interesting, man, with the draft. I want to see how the whole thing going to be played out because there's going to be no fans and, no real like live, like, like the houses can't be packed with the, with the players, because we know we got that 10 people limit, with this coronavirus. So I'm looking forward to see how the layout's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting. Are they going to be, everybody going to be at home? Like Rich Eisen going to be home. We're going to see like, all these guys at home, just like, telecommuting in or whatever. And then, how they going to make the selection? Are we going to go to like where like the GMs and like the coaches are, like the war rooms, and then get the call there, then go to the player, like what's really going to happen? That right there, I know it's going to take a lot of resources and a lot of technology going to be used if it's going to be like that, or they just going to be just sitting in like a studio and they just get like a call in saying who's going where, and then they just like video the person that's going to be getting picked. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to see how it's going to play out. I got 2 weeks, man. We need something, man. We need something live. And like I said, only thing we got is pro wrestling, man. And that really is not giving us everything that we need for the sports perspective. I've been watching Hulu and Netflix and stuff like that. But I'm looking forward to the NFL draft, and hopefully, the NFL season will start as expected. That's what it's supposed to. So we just keep hoping that this coronavirus stuff, it hit a curve and, it starts dying down a little bit, and, we can start getting back to normal. And then even with the NBA season, like, NBA's on, pause, just like the MLB, who's supposed to, opening day was supposed to have been, I believe, like last week. But they're on pause until, like, I believe they said they're going to try to come back in May, but man, we don't know, man. We don't even know if it's going to be, empty arenas and empty stadiums. We don't know how it's going to play out. Just like with the NBA, they had to pause the season and, thought about coming back in May. Don't know. Might be in June. And then another rumor was today I heard that they might, if they do come back, the end of the season might be played on like a late Labor Day weekend, probably like the last, like the final games. I think like the finals would be like around like the end of August, maybe. That'd be cool because you'll get playoff basketball mixed in with the preseason of the NFL if everything goes well. And then you'll get the finals, and once you get through the finals on, Labor Day weekend, you'll fall right into week 1 of the NFL. That right there will be cool because it'll be no like gap. Like for what we're missing right now, we wouldn't get a gap when it's time. But will that make like, okay, if they do end in September, do they start back up in October? Like, do they get those guys that was in the playoffs and in the finals only get like a month off, the rest, and then come back? I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to find out and, to see what's going to happen. But, in NBA, we need something back. We need some type of sport. But I don't, the same thing with like I said about with the Major League Baseball, with the NBA comeback, they're gonna be empty arenas. I don't. It's gonna be crazy, man. I just, we need to get some type of sports back, y'all, and just escape life for a minute. Yeah, man. But that's all the sports stuff. Like me personally, what I've been doing, just playing video games, man. I've been playing Xbox, man. I'm, I need a haircut. So that's crazy, man. But, another news that came out this week was the NBA, the National Basketball Association, well, not National Basketball, but the Basketball Hall of Fame. Sorry about that. Of course, I said maybe a couple months ago about Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett going to be in the Hall of Fame. They will be in. They're going to be I believe this the actual the enshrinement is going to be on Saturday, August 29th, 2020, up in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is the birthplace of basketball, by the way. So hopefully all this stuff is cleared up by then, then we can, get to see those those speeches and stuff from like Tim Duncan. I know Kevin Garnett's speech probably gonna be the little of them all, but this year, they're this year's class, man. It started off with the late great Kobe Bryant, 18-time NBA All-Star, 11-time All NBA First Team selection. He's a 5-time NBA champion. All with the LA Lakers. 2008 NBA MVP. Also the year Boston beat him. He's a finals MVP twice in 2009, of course 2010 against the Celtics. Of course, he had that game where he scored 81 points, against Toronto Raptors and Jalen Rose. That's always that was the joke, remember the 81 olives and all that stuff. That was pretty cool. Then we got Tim Duncan, man. Timmy. Oh man, 15-time NBA All-Star, 8-time member of the NBA All Defensive Team, first team, 5-time NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs, final MVP 3 times. He's also was named the league MVP twice. He also won the Rookie of the Year in 1998. Hey man, listen. Only player in NBA history with 1,000 or more wins with one team. That's pretty dope, man. Tim Duncan, man, man, that dude was a beast, man, for real. Like, and watching them back then, like in the 2000s, like Lakers, Spurs, KG was with the Timberwolves. Remember the year KG won like the league MVP and all that, man. It was the West was what it was, man. I hated the Lakers growing up, but I mean it is what it is, man. And next up, my main man, Kevin Garnett, KG, the big ticket, 15-time NBA All-Star, 2008 NBA champion with the Boston Celtics. This dude, man, he had the passion, intensity, man, on the basketball court. Man, I love KG, man, and KG, look, I love KG in Minnesota when he came out, out of high school, and he played for the Timberwolves. Man, I had the KG sneakers. That was my dude, man. Then when he got traded to Boston, man, it was like, I remember that day like it was yesterday, man. I sat back and I was texting people like, Celtics gonna win the title this year. Next thing they got Ray Allen too. It was like, wow, all them, these guys coming together with Paul Pierce and they gonna put it together, man. But KG, man, for what he did in Boston, man, he changed the culture of that, that whole franchise, man, single-handedly. He came in the door and he brought all the grit and all the toughness, man. We say grit and balls. Kevin Garnett, man, I am forever grateful for that man coming into the Boston Celtics and changing that whole atmosphere over there. He also, man, he was Kevin Garnett, man. That dude, man, look, that was my guy, man. That's my guy straight up, man. Defensive Player of the Year 2008. Hey, man, look. KG, man, look at that. NBA MVP, man. That's my dude, man. I had to stop and pause, man. That's my guy, man. Like, regardless that he was a Boston Celtic, I always liked Kevin Garnett, man. Man, that dude, man, he had passion, man. His passion and intensity, man. Anything's possible, man. When he's screaming out after they won the title in 08, man. That dude, man. Hey, that's my guy, man. I'm looking forward to seeing his speech, man. He's a very emotional dude, man. Eddie Sutton, coach, 4-time national coach of the year. 8-time conference coach of the year. First coach in NCAA history to lead 4 different schools to the NCAA tournament. He's also going into the Hall of Fame. Rudy Tomovich, also a coach, is going in, spent 34 consecutive seasons with the Houston Rockets organization as a player, assistant coach, and head coach. He spent a lot of time, man. He was the Sporting News NBA Coach of the Year in 1993. He's going to be going to the Hall of Fame as well. Tamika Catchings, man, WNBA, man, 10-time WNBA All-Star, 4-time Olympic gold medalist. Hey, listen, she's a baller too, man. Well deserved, man. Hey, Kim Mulkey, which is a coach of the Baylor Bears, NCAA. She got 3 national championships with them. Well deserved for her as well. Barbara Stevens, another coach, college ranks, for over 40 years, man. That's impressive as well. She's the 5th coach in NCAA women's basketball history to reach 1,000 career wins, man. That's pretty dope, man. These are all the people, man, that's going to the Hall of Fame. And also, they got the international committee with Patrick Baumann. He's a contributor, contributed to the game, as a long time FIBA, FIBA, executive and a member of the International Olympic Committee for more than 10 years. Congratulations to everybody who will be going into the Hall of Fame this coming, we'll be getting enshrined in August. But that's it for me, guys, man. I'm just hanging out, man. More news to come in, man. Wait. Gonna talk about the Texans real quick. That just scrolled across the phone real fast. The Houston Texans, man, they made a trade for Brandon Cooks. They traded a second round pick to the LA Rams. I don't know why they let, Billy O'Brien make him the GM, man. He's been doing some foolish stuff, man. First you trade DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson, which was like, really, dude? And now you're doing this. So you're bringing Brandon Cooks. So, and you traded for a second round pick? Come on now. Like, he's not even that kind of guy anymore. Like, this... I feel bad for Deshaun Watson, man. Soon your contract is up, bro. Get out of there, man. You don't need to be around that, man. That's just a boneheaded trade. But I don't think, that's the trade is going to happen in a couple weeks anyway, with other teams probably trading in and out of the draft. So we're going to get back. We're going to talk about the draft, man, next episode. Break that down and, hey, man, get ready for the draft. So that's it for me today, guys, man. Y'all be safe, man. Like I said, with me, I'm just playing video games, playing Xbox, watching some Netflix, some Hulu, and binge watching some old shows. Hey, catching professional wrestling. That's all we really got, man. But I just wanted to, touch on some things with you guys and talk to my people, tonight, get some things in the air. Man, y'all continue to be safe, man. Stay in the house, man. We try and get out of this, man. The more, if you stay in the house, you start, practicing your social distancing and everything else, man. The sooner we be out of this thing, man, and we can go out and be, going back to living our normal, well, what's going to be the new normal lives, in the very soon future, man. So until next time, man, y'all be safe. Stay in the house, spend time with your family, enjoy that time, man. While you in the house, man, look, I know live was going crazy. Just find a hobby, do something, man. Knit something, I don't know, make a hat. I don't know, man. Order a couple things off of Amazon or something like that, man. Order yourself a new hat, new Air Jones, man. I'm Garrett. I just ordered me a couple of hats. I'm trying to try out the low profile joint. So I'm hopefully, I'm gonna have that on, in a few, and I'm gonna talk about it on my podcast. See how how I like it. But until next time, man, y'all be safe, man, and be cool. Stay in the house. And, build that immune system, man, and get everything together with your family and everything and spend time. And if you working, man, work. And if anybody, man, look, the doctors, nurses, the people that work at the grocery markets, the pharmacies, all the stores that are still open at this time, the trash pickup, the trash men and everything, the police, the firemen, everybody that's out here working, that has to actually have to go out there and work every single day. I salute all of y'all. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. To everybody who's working at home, man, from working from home, gotta still work from home, man. Look, keep doing what you're doing, and keep pushing 100, man. I salute you too, because, working from home is rough, man, especially during this time when you gotta work from home and it's, you sit up here, you're looking at your screen all day, you just going crazy. People that are out of work, man, continue to hold your head up, man. Look, it's going to get better, before it get any worse, man. So, that's all. Just try to stick together in this thing, pray for one another. And, we going to be out of this in no time, man. Just practice your social distancing, man. Stay in the house, get yourself together, man. If you bored, man, just work out, man. Do some push-ups, sit-ups, something, man. Run in place, jog, jumping jack, something, man. Let's all get this thing together, man. The quicker we all, follow this thing out, man, the quicker we be out of it. So until next time, man, it's your boy Hub, and y'all be safe. Peace.